What should not be missing on a visit to the United States? Exactly, a ride with Amtrak. Many visitors to New York then jump on the Northeast Regional train to Washington. We've done that too, it was awesome. But if the journey itself is the destination, there's a nicer alternative. And I'll introduce it to you now on this episode. Today we are traveling with the Pennsylvanian train from New York to Philadelphia. It's a beautiful sunny October morning in the United States. We are traveling from our hotel in Weehawken with NJ Transit to the Port Authority bus terminal and finally on foot towards Madison Square Garden and Penn Station. Unfortunately, this time too, we didn't walk through the beautiful new entrance hall, but entered the station through the side entrance of the Long Island Railroad. As we walk here, I'd like to ask you a favor. If you enjoy such small travel vlogs, please leave me a subscription. I have plenty of trips on my hard drive that will be published here. You would make my day. After a few minutes, we are at the Amtrak departure tracks. On the monitors you can see all trains and more or less shortly before departure the platform will be announced. Let's board this stylish silver train, because what this normal regional train has to offer is a real surprise to me. Welcome to the Pennsylvanian train from New York to Pittsburgh. Hard to believe, but this car here belongs to the coach class, the ordinary second class. The seats have a very spacious legroom, a very wide and softly padded seats, and even a folding table and footrest. The seats can be reclined far back and there's even a fold-out leg rest. There are plenty of storage compartments above the seats, and yes, large suitcases do fit too. Why can't we have such luxury in European regional trains? Oh, and here next to us is the Acela Express, the first and long time only high-speed train in the United States based on the French TGV. With Brightline there is now a second high-speed train in Florida, but it regularly clears trucks off the road and is therefore considered dangerous by some media. Yes, the train is the problem. Like in the early days of the railroad, back then the steam locomotives were smoke-puffing demons. The approximately 100-mile journey begins. We are riding southern underneath the Hudson River. You don't have to take the Pennsylvanian to get to Philly. No, you can also choose the Northeast Regional towards Washington or the Acela Express. But this one is clearly the best choice. Compared to the Northeast Regional, it's much more comfortable and it's also much cheaper. And if you ever have seen the hype ticket price of the Acela, you will be amazed. So how much did this trip cost us? I booked the train spontaneously one day before departure for two children, 9 and 15, and me. I paid a whole $48. I booked through Omio. By the way, Omio has much more payment options compared to the official Amtrak site and requires much less information from you. Overall, the booking process is simply faster. For price comparison, the Northeast Regional would have cost me about $250 to $400 at the same departure time, and the Acela a whopping $600 to $800. Keep in mind that we are still talking about a 100-mile connection here. Last year I received a lot of hate because I compared the prices in my video about the train from New York to Washington with Europe. It's not really comparable, but still, for $800 I can travel first class with my kids on an Interrail ticket across half the continent. The American government is actually interested in getting the people out of the plane or car and onto the rails, but with these ticket prices, that won't work. But please don't misunderstand my criticism. We have this price problem in Europe, for example, with Eurostar. The connections between Great Britain and the European mainland are often extremely high too, even before the massive inflation of the recent years. And I would always take an Amtrak train again. I love the atmosphere, the comfort, and looking out the window. I could really sit here for hours. Also, the staff has always been an absolute asset on our travels. The train attendants simply spread good vibes, are cheerful, engage in small talk and joke around. It really seems like someone here has turned their hobby into a profession. Priceless for Amtrak. But maybe we just had some good luck. Feel free to write in the comments if you had different experience on Amtrak trains. We are, of course, on the Northeast Corridor, the pretty much only electrified high-speed route in the United States between Boston, New York and Washington. You can also feel it on our ride. Not for long, but our train did reach around 170 kilometers per hour. Nothing extraordinary for Europeans or Asians, but high speed for American standards. And in case you didn't recognize from the thumbnail, these fancy old cars are pulled by a German Siemens locomotive based on the Vectron. After about 1.5 hours, our journey on the Pennsylvanian is slowly coming to an end. We are slowly zigzagging through Philly past the new Acela Liberty test train from Alstom, whose inaugural ride is unfortunately still delayed, currently already by 3 years. It's supposed to hit the tracks in 2024. The train stops, turns around, and then continues with diesel power to Pittsburgh.
Oh, night walk.
Unfortunately, we are getting off now, spending a few hours in the city, and in the next video we'll try Megabus. So if you're interested, feel free to follow me. Have a great time. Bye bye.